today I got for you guys a very underrated Baruuk Prime build. Now listen, this build is with no shards, no helmet abilities, and most importantly, no melee influence. Yeah. Now if y'all like these type of videos, please leave a like and subscribe. It's your boy Keep Water. Let's get straight into the video. Now starting off with the Baruuk Prime build, right? We're gonna be using two of his augment, elusive retribution, and then we're also gonna be using reactive storm. Now these are really good, but the thing about elusive retribution, it's like the evades increase your melee. I don't know if it's like, for me to evade, I use his slide on his exalted weapon. So it's kind of like, I don't really know what they have as like evades for this, because I don't know if it's like you rolling or whatever, but this is really good, and it's good to have this instead of arcane strike. We're going to be using arcane molt augmented and arcane fury. Arcane fury is mandatory. You want to always make sure you're getting that 180% melee damage, and if you don't feel like, if you feel like you're moving a little slow, I mean, when we get to the exalted weapon mods, then like you'll see why I'm still moving fast, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know, it depends on how you feel. You can still put arcane strike for more augmented depending on how you feel, you get what I'm saying? So we're going to be modding this with straight strength. Nothing, you're not going to touch the range. The range is fine. Efficiency duration does not matter for this build. Trust me when I say that you do not need any of those. You're gonna always have a decent amount of energy just in case. That's why we got applying fro, just to get that 750 energy, right? And then we're going with 260% strength plus precision intensify, which gives that 90+%. So now we're getting over 300% of strength. Again, like I said, no shards, no helmet abilities. We're going with all Baruuk can give us and our mods that we can do to make this extremely overpowered, and I promise you this build goes crazy. Now screenshot this. Here's the Baruuk. I'm using handspring. It's not upgraded, just for 40%. What is it? Yeah, that 40% faster knockdown. Pretty good. If you don't have this, obviously if you want to form with some more, you can put prime short footed. That works too. Now getting into the exalted weapon mods. Now this is what I'm gonna be using here. Like I said, no melee influence, and I mean that. So we're gonna be using melee afflictions. This arcane right here was made for Baruuk. Now Baruuk's exalted weapons, like, most annoying thing is the ability just to fling enemies away, and you don't even know if you're gonna kill them. You just fling them across the map, and it can be annoying for some players too, because some of the times you don't actually kill them. But with melee afflictions, it takes his most annoying trait and we just capitalize off that. You get what I'm saying? So now any enemies that's fling gets additional 6 stacks of status effect, which is crazy good, and we're going to be using blast. So now we have like a mini nuke that we're just going to be nuking the whole battleground and sliding them. So his slides are actually very fun, right? And this is why I'm saying Berserk Fury. Now this is going to give us that speed we need just in case that elusive retribution doesn't proc. I'm not sure how it works fully, but this is why, just in case, to like keep that speed, we're using Berserk Fury. We're going, like I said, we're going with blast status, blood rush, and galvanized steel, just to get that galvanized steel is giving us that 30% and stacking up to 4 times for critical damage, and that insane critical chance, and ×2 for heavy attacks. And we're going to be using blood rush to get that 40% critical chance stack up with combo multiplier, which is really good. Dreamer's Wrath is good too, because we have 50% chance to get that 32% critical damage too, so that's really good. Prime pressure point just for more damage. Melee elementals for that plus 60% heavy attack windup, and we get 90% status damage to slash, heat, electric, toxic, blast, and gas status effects. And then like we see, we are using blast, so this is going to be really good for us too. And yeah, this is the build, y'all. Screenshot this. I promise you, no melee influence, no shards, no helmet ability, straight Baruuk, straight damage, pure damage. You're not gonna see those 100-200 mil damage, but I promise you, you won't matter, because they're still gonna get deleted. You get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, right? Also too, have a really strong melee weapon. Like I'm using the ceramic dagger. Make sure you're having a good melee weapon too, and this is just in case you want to use this weapon too. Here's my Incarnate for Incarnate 2 right here, Gunblade. For Incarnate 3, Aroken Reach, and then for Incarnate 4 we got absolute valor, so that's really good too, so keep that in mind. Use those. Here's the build for this too. And also the reason why I say that have a strong melee, because your melee arcanes also affect your exalted weapon, because it's also a melee type exalted weapon, right? So you can also go with, because you know with the ceramic dagger you can go with melee Dati which gives you like 10% puncture status chance, which is really good too, right? But melee exposure also gives you that corrosive damage, and it stacks up pretty high, right? So you can switch either or depending on which weapon, melee weapon you're using. Because we're using the ceramic dagger, this is going to be good to use. Melee Dorte and melee exposure is going to be really good, and it will affect your exalted melee weapon. So yeah, this is the build we're going to be using. Now for our Panzer, here's the build too we're going to be using for our Panzer. Mine is not fully modded, but this is still really good. You guys can screenshot this. Panzer is really good. I prefer Panzer to be the #1 when it comes to anything melee. If you're using melee weapons or using a melee exalted like what I'm using with Baruuk, I say Panzer is the best companion to go. And if you're not, the Nihilist is still good too. So yeah, now we're going to get into some demonstration. Watch the teleportation. See that teleportation. Now we're gonna get into the demonstration of the build. Right, you guys can skip this part if you already know how Baruuk plays. You can skip this part honestly and go straight to the gameplay, which is right after this too. So yeah, but basically what you're gonna be using is, you guys can see I can't use my 4th ability, his exalted, because I have restraint. Now to lower your restraint, you just got to use your abilities. Again, no helmet ability, no shards. You know how we rock it. So basically you'll be like this. So right, you just go to them, pop your 2nd, boom, right, cool. You see how it lowers it, and now I can use my 4th. But like the lower it goes, the more damage you will actually be doing. And you guys can see when I'm not doing anything around enemies, like if I just have my 4th out, it's gonna go away and I'm gonna lose my strength. Keep that in mind when you are playing with this. Once the if it's full, you can't use your 4th ability. If it's lower, it's better. You get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. And with your 1st, this is gonna be allow you to elude enemies. So when you're going around like and they shooting and you're dodging, you're using your slide, you feel me? That's how you can elude them. That's how I do it. I'm not sure if that's how it really works. So yeah, so it'll be something like this. I'm gonna show you guys what it would do. All right, it'll be something like this. You just do this right here. Like this. And then you want to build your combo multiplier. And like right now, like I said, you're using melee because the damage probably won't be what you expect it to be yet. But once you build that combo multiplier, I promise you're just gonna use everything. I promise you will. What you want to do? You want to do this. Well, I forgot his 3rd ability is what's going to be your survivability too. This is going to keep you alive. Always have this. Even if you use HELMITH abilities, do not switch this out. This gives you 90% damage reduction, and the more you have, and all you need is 9 to keep that 90% damage reduction. You need 9 of your shards, or not shards, or blades. So keep that in mind. With me, I have 21 with strength, so like as long as it's higher than 9, I will always get that 90% damage reduction too. So keep that in mind also. But yeah, you're just gonna be doing a little bit of, you feel me, of everything. You know what I'm saying? So this is what you're gonna be doing to lose some enemies. You see how my unit is going down? It counts as a lose when you do a slide. And yes, you're not gonna do that crazy damage. You're gonna be doing damage. Like once you get to that 12 times. Stuff like that, you're gonna do an insane amount of damage. Trust me when I say that. But as of right now, the demonstration, you're not gonna see those 100 mils, 200 mils, but you're gonna do an insane amount of damage, and I'm going to show you guys right now. as you guys can see, man, Baruuk is crazy good without shards, without your helmet ability, and most importantly, without melee influence. Thank you, I'm gonna thank you for that, my boy. But yeah, I just want to put in light to people that you do not have to go. You don't need all that stuff to do the damage you can do. Even though you guys can see with the heavy attacks I'm still doing, I can do like 15 to 200 mil sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't be, you know, discouraged of when you see people use shards and you see people use their helmet abilities and stuff like that. Don't be too discouraged. You can still do crazy damage. And I just want to put light in that, because you don't have to see. I see those numbers into and be like, damn, but you can still do those numbers without those. Keep that in mind. It's not going to be as strong. I'm not saying it's better, but it's really, really good, especially if you're a beginner in Steel Path. You know what I'm saying? Just get melee afflictions and then you're fine. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, this is your boy Water. If you like this video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm out.